So where are we?
Knaresborough.
Knaresborough. Oh, right. Okay. Free parking for 2 hours. It's 2 o'clock. Shut the door, Alice. It's 2 o'clock on Tuesday, the 28th of July. So this park quite near the centre here, actually. Luckily got that 2-hour little spot for free. And immediately we come to lovely buildings. So I might just cut down that way. But just to show you, they've got the church here, Holy Trinity Church. Yeah, she'll put across here. This takes us towards the centre. They've got like a nice bird mural on the wall there, look, see that? I think that takes us through to the sort of castle area. There, look, there's the ruins of the castle. Just there, we'll go down that way in a minute. So this takes us to the market square. Top end of the market square. Look at that, Stephanie, up there. And look at the little courtyard with all the shops. Let's have a look at this. Look at that. Look. All the little plants hanging on there. And tea rooms and things around the corner, isn't it? Yeah, got like really nice flowers. Cobblestones. Yeah. Podiatry there. Screens, tea rooms. Yeah. So this is the old flax mill. So it was a cottage industry. And then the mill 1808, best surviving example of its type. Raw flax combed by hand before being spun and woven in other mills across the town. So then it was turned into an art gallery, look. Or now it's a holiday cottage. Butchers, deli, beauty salons and things, gift shops, chocolatiers. Everything will melt, isn't it? It's quite warm. Castle gate down there, so it's in the route down to the castle that way. So this is the top end of the marketplace here, sort of square. Some statues and things here on the seats. The oldest chemist shop in England, that one says there. Cafes, everyone sitting outside the cafes. So there's sort of another main street down that way with shops and stuff. Six Poor Folk, that place is called there. Look, cafe, bar, Castle Inn. Pie maker since 1867. This is the old town hall here as well. So, this takes, we want to go to the castle that way, because that way takes you to the railway station and the boats and all that. If you're going to go to the castle, you've got to pass the police station. And that there, look at that, the dispensary, erected in memory of the late vicar. National School, 1814 there. And you've got the ruins of the castle here. And I can see like a fairground ride and things in here. Look, there's fairground rides. Knaresborough Castle. So we're in North Yorkshire on the River Nid. That's quite close to Harrogate. It's about 30 minutes from our house to get here. 12th century, but the earliest surviving structure in the courthouse building. So I've got all the sort of walls around there, look. Ruins. The castle. Right, yeah. Looks like they've got some barricades on up there, like maybe the wooden fencing isn't sort of strong enough. Well, let's go through that door and come out the other side. So you can pay to go into the museum and the castle there. People are going in there. To keep the museum closed 1 till 1:45. Admission price, look at that. £4.40. Family, £13. Games at the castle. Putting in bowls. Well, it's a bit kind of a bit yellow on the green. You can see down the stocks there. You can see down there as well. Watch your hats. It's windy on this bit. It's the railway bridge there. Going across. People on the rowing boats on the river. Gorge. You can see from here how the castle is positioned above the gorge. 1851 with the railway bridge, viaduct, war memorial. There's a linen mill down that way. So this was Cove during the last ice age. Parish Church of St John the Baptist, founded in 1114. The top of there, sort of spire on the top of it there. And it said that the wife of Edward III, Queen Philippa the Great, was the restoration work, became known as the Queen's Church. So there's all sorts of... Where is it? Where? You've got to pray up there. Sometimes they have ravens here, yeah. So all sorts of paths that go down. Look at that, the side of that. I think that during the high floods that got damaged and hasn't been repaired. See the wall there, where the steps going down. That's what a storm did. Big flooding and that, heavy storm. So they've had to barricade that off on the riverside and the path side so nobody can go there. There's normally like cafes and things there, yeah. We'll have a look there. Nice flowers there. Look, 2026 flowers. Look, see that? Courthouse, which is this thing here. Tudor courthouse, which still stands today. The gateway to the left is the outward ward. Chapel to the left of the courthouse admit My Lady Lucy's lodgings, view the chapel gate, 1538. The lodging were replaced in 1700 when the eastern end of the courthouse building was extended. The courthouse is still that old, but the other bits were replaced. It's got auto target factor. Early undercroft from 1200, the original Tudor Cobra. Very windy. This is the War Memorial here. But look how parched the grass is everywhere, right? The West, it's a World War I centenary commemoration. Yeah. Of course, all this vegetation, you can't quite see the river, but if we get to this corner, maybe we'll see the little weir, and that's where the old mill was. You can see the sort of building, the mill building down there. And that's all been polished up. We'll go down and have a look at the little paddling pool there. Just coming off this path down these little steps. Take us down to some of this little parkland. It's quite steep. Going down to the gorge, so watch you, don't trip over. You get shade under here, so that's nice. Moat was the first line defence, so this is what this is. This is the moat. So it's now a path, but that was the moat going along there. So yeah, we'll cross the moat and go up there, that's it. Zebra Gardens. Have a little look around. You can hear people, I can hear them at the paddling pool. Just a little paddling pool down here. So little seats and things and little walkways all over the place. Yeah, we'll go this way. I can see all the water in the paddling pool. Nice flowers and bushes and things on here. On the steep sides of this area, aren't they? Come on. And there's the pool, look. Back on the moat again, and we're going to go around this way and then down to the sort of boating area where the viaduct is, the railway viaduct. So we're back at the top again. We'll go down this side and head down to the boating area down there. A lot of up and down, isn't it? Little grotto area there on the cliffside. We're nearly down at the boat area now though. Just got to go down this little flight of steps here, and we're there. You can see people under those umbrellas in a restaurant, the Riverside Cafe, getting their meals. You can smell it all as well. We'll go and have a look, see what they're doing. So where the yellow dot is, that's where we are. And we've been up there. We went down to have a look over the paddling pool area down there. Have a little walk along here, decide whether we want to go up there and around up that way. You can go along the river this way, and then there's various things like Our Lady and the Crag and all that. A lot of people rowing, isn't there? Eating areas, one table in front of the water there. An old mill here, and then like 1600 and something. Look how you can see how steep it is going up there to the houses up there on the side of the gorge. All these houses are sort of positioned. The steepness of the gardens and things going up. Balconies. And this is the viaduct here. This is the bit where the wall collapsed during the floods. See, so it's blocked off for safety there. And you can see the all the people boating. So we're here on the River Nid in Knaresborough. There's a train, off it goes.
Yeah, you get much better.
Manor House, 1208, around an existing oak tree, the hunting lodge. 400-year-old mulberry tree planted by James I is still fruiting annually in the garden. That's unbelievable, isn't it? Huh? So that's it there. So where's the, is that the mulberry tree there? That could be it there, look. I don't know, where's the mulberry tree? And past this very, very old manor house, and then just past this wall there's also a thatched house as well. Look at that, yeah, that chimney is sort of like split in two, like a slit in between the two bits going up. Yeah. So we're going to go, we might have to go right here. We'll just water bag bank. We'll go up that, that's that thatched house there. You can see. So we're going to have to go up that very steep hill. Yeah, that's water bag bank there. People are walking up. I noticed these steps on the side of here, and this goes up to the churchyard, I think. So we're going to have a look at that. But you get a good view from the steps as well of the thatched cottage. So we have to rapidly climb up here past these doors. Whew. Up to there, look, you see, it takes you to the churchyard, so that's good. So this is this very old church. St. John the Baptist. There you go, straight into it. Look, there we go. Well, I'll go and have a look in here. And that's the train station there, so we're going to have a look at that next. Blind Jack of Knaresborough, born in 1717, the cottage's garden adjoins the churchyard. Blinded by smallpox, aged 6. Famous musician, guide, horseman, trainer, and pioneer. Builder of roads, died in 1810. That's amazing, isn't it? That tree there. St. John's hub, like the sort of church hall and all that here. John the Baptist. Everyone is welcome. Have a look in here. There we go. We'll open the door, Alice. Just push it. Okay. Just pull the door. Pull the door. Oh. Nice and cool. You can smell the age of it, can't you? 1,000 years old. Tudor font with a late Jacobean font cover. So the thing at the top, if you look at it, that thing lowers down and goes over the top of the font if you wanted to, on the chains. So the church was enlarged by the addition of aisles. Yeah. So the font is about 1685. Two chapels on either side of the main central altar area. So we've got on the left we've got St Edmund's Chapel, early 13th century. Norman transepts were breached to give access to the entrance to the chapel, so I think that's... Is that what this one is? I'm not sure. Is that a different one? What's this? Not sure about that. I think that's that. It's not that. It's the other side. It's this side, is it? This is St Edmund's Chapel, maybe. Yeah, so this one's St Edmund's Chapel. Then the Slingsby Chapel is that other one where the monuments are there. Slingsby been associated with Knaresborough since 1333. The largest tomb is 1601 of Francis Slingsby. So that's up there. Where those are, shall we have a look? Yeah. The last baronet of the line, Sir Charles, was drowned in the River Ewer, a tragic hunting accident in 1869, when a ferry boat used by Newby Hall capsized when the horses grew restless. So Newby Hall is where recently, because of the dry weather, it showed on the dried grass where the parterre used to be, the sort of fantastic box shrub gardens and things like that. Now this thing here, this wooden thing, this is the arms box, which is dates from 1600. Look, it tells you 1600s. That's the little, you know, you give money in that into there. So that's a wooden thing there. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the Slingsby Chapel we're in. Yeah. And you can even come up here and see this. And it says that Saint Robert of Knaresborough was born after 1160 AD in York, the son of Tuc and Siminia Flower. As a boy, he loved being in churches, but then he ran away and all blah blah blah. So it's a big story. Milk for the poor and all that, and he helped people. Yeah. So that must be what the stained glass window is about now. Okay, well, thanks very much. Well, join us in part 2 as we leave the church and continue the trip.